Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on to the charts and bring on special guest Clay B. Hodges, founder Top 1 Futures, in just a little bit. Make sure you view us on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. What do we have going on? Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even if funded prop from accounts and the affiliate and partnership disclaimers, as I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for you to know that. Do your own research and make your own decisions. Chat. How we doing today, man? We got a big day today, guys. We got a big day today, chat. We got a special guest coming on stream. We're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna have some fun. First, let's talk markets. You know what? Let's get the good mornings in. Let's get the good mornings in before we do anything too crazy. Good morning, everybody. Let's see who we got going on, man. We got a lot of people on already. You guys know it's gonna be a good day. Glenn B, what's up? Good morning. Tom Ward, Paul, Dwayne, Jeremy, DG Finance, Souls of Zero, Chris, Pam, what's happening? I can't pronounce your name. Dark Icon, what's going on, guys? Neo, Sovereign Pulse, Digital Nukes, what's up? What's up? It's me Trades, what's happening? What's going on? Nate, Purple Ninja, Maritime Trader, what's going on, guys? Fast Money Formula, welcome to the show. Muddy Top 9024, the one that ends with that. Slothfather, what's up? Jess, what's up on Kick? God Jam, everybody. AJ, what's up? ADO King, what's up? Hansel, what's up? Oh, we're getting the good mornings in. Hansel, what's going on? Natanya, what's going on? AL, okay, we got a lot of people on this morning. Miguel Carrera, all right. If I missed you, Omega, good morning, good morning, good morning. If I missed you, I'll catch you later. But guys, before we even jump into the charts, we will have Clay from Top 1 Futures, founder Top 1 Futures, on. You know we're gonna be having some fun. We're gonna do some giveaways. If you guys have a good question, I encourage you to ask it, right? Try not to spam the chat with the same thing over and over again. But if you guys have, questions that you're interested in, that you want to relay feedback, please go ahead and ask once he hops on. I think it is awesome. You guys are usually great with questions. You are always dropping some good info, some good stuff. So please feel free to do that today. So we are here on YM before we get ready to open up in a few minutes for NYSE Open. We are here on YM. This is the 15-minute chart on TradingView, logged into my Top 1 Futures live account through Tradeovate. We're going to see if we can't get some damn trading in on the live account. We'll see what this week has for us. I'm excited about running the show with Clay today. That will be a big focus, but we're going to see what we could do on YM and then potentially NQ. Coming off of a back and forth day yesterday. Day of some damn distractions. Had to learn that lesson again. But not today, man. Not today. Today we are locked in. Locked and loaded. Choppy. Here's my analysis so far on YM. Choppy. Choppy overall, down around these lows. Looking at the daily, you can see what this looks like, right? We came off all-time highs, and we've really just been hanging out in this area here for quite a bit now. Kind of just been chopping back and forth in this little range here, hanging out around these highs. Temporary volume point of control right here off the visible range volume profile. Kind of choppy back and forth. Really not making a move all the way up here. Not making a move all the way back down here yet. These are the two big areas of interest outside of this choppiness. We swept pre-market low yesterday, took off to the upside, and then kind of settled back down in here. Not much. Just really, really not much here. Taking a look at what we have for news today, just so we don't get caught off guard. We have unemployment claims at 8:30 a.m. We got past that. Not too much else. 10 a.m. pending home sales. That's an orange folder, so technically that could kick some stuff up. And then we got Trump talking into market close. So we're pretty clear today. We got some runway. We don't have anything too crazy that's ready to jack up our trading session. So taking a look at YM, again, kind of like yesterday. Choppy back and forth, man. I looked at this a couple times in pre-market. there's a trade here right off of yesterday's lows, right below this area that we put some really clean lows in here. If we dip down, I don't think I'm going to get aggressively long in here, just like I didn't yesterday get aggressively long in here. It's just not a great risk structure for me. Down here, somewhere down here, as we are opening up right now for 9:30 a.m. Eastern, if we were going to dump real quick, I'd be looking for a pretty aggressive sell-off before looking long on this thing. If we pop to the upside again, I could consider it. I mean, I didn't love the shorts, but I'm going to have to start trading this choppy back and forth range if I want to trade anything. So I would consider it up around above pre-market highs. I don't even love it off the 800s, 49,800s. I'd see what would happen if we popped all the way up there. But this is kind of choppy, guys. It's just kind of choppy back and forth and tight choppy, like not even the good choppy that I like. So let's see. Again, there's a trade like yesterday, right, which was a long right off of pre-market low. Here was the dip down. Here was pre-market low. Long right here for a pop to the upside. So there is a trade right here, right? I will, we'll discuss that. There's a long play, like right down below pre-market and prior day lows, right? Asia, London lows and prior day lows for a push to the upside. Maybe you don't go for something that aggressive. You go for a 1-to-1. And you wait for a price to, sell off a little bit more. Right down below this low, you look for an aggressive long, right back up to VWAP. All right, that's there, and we could try that today if we're dying to take a trade. I don't love it. I don't love this. I think we could quickly come through this, right? We're starting to chop here, so I don't really love this, but I'd see what happens as we come lower, if we come lower. That's kind of potential number one. Potential number two would be really aggressively short in here. Maybe we use a red line. Kind of a similar play, right? Above these pre-market highs, right? Not quite above prior day high, but above all of these daily highs right in here. Maybe we don't run an insane. What is this? What in the world? What did they do to the position tools? That's weird. We got a little update going. 200 point tick stop, 200 point tick take profit would look something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. YM really just hasn't been giving me too much to work with these days. But that's the rough initial ideas. I'm curious to see what happens down here. Could see that for a mean reversion play. Curious to see what happens up here. Could see that for a mean reversion play. I'm going to get rid of all this nonsense on my chart. I'm not going to leave these up here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, this... I don't know, man. I'm probably going to have to go for it, but it's just not a beautiful zone. It's not a beautiful area of interest to get long off of. It's not as clean. That's why I didn't take it yesterday. Here we go to come down into it. Yeah, I'm zooming way out on the 15-minute, right? We got a little bit of this high volume node here, a little bit of this bad boy. I don't mind it for a play to the upside back in. That looks a little bit better as I zoom out. Here it is. This is it right now. I'm letting it go as I'm talking. It's just not great, guys. It's playing such a tight little choppy range in here. And that quick dump to the downside generates such a quick loss. I'm just not inclined to take it. It looks like it's going to pay, but let's just roughly look at what this would look like. Something like a limit order, right? Down below this level, something along those lines. That's kind of what we're looking at here for a quick crack right back up, and then the upside opportunity is not that great. Right back up towards VWAP. I know I'm way zoomed out here, but let's go back. I know we can zoom in a little bit. You know, like that. That's the mean reversion play, like right back in here. 603s, right? So we'll see. We'll see, essentially. Let's go for our kind of max stop loss. Take profit. We're not going to throw anything on there. Oh, you know what? I do want to throw an arbitrary take profit on here, right? There is a reason for this. I wanted to talk about that. I've been entering with no take profit at all, and if I want to walk away, I can't add a take profit after the fact with an OCO. So I will do that if we decide to take a trade. Yeah, I'm looking at a little bit of liquidity here at the 49 430s, about 30 points below price, 40 points below price right now. What happened to my NQ book map? Yeah, still selling off pretty aggressively. I'm tempted on this one, guys. I might try it. Just trying to get book map loaded back up. What happened, book map? Coming into the last little bit of liquidity down below price. There's also quite a bit on ES, a couple points lower. Yeah, there we go. Getting through that on ES and on YM to the downside. Trading the 410s, the 400s. Do I want to try this one? NQ bookmap's messed up with bookmap data. I don't know what's up with that. Do we knife all the way down, or do we start to find buyers here? I'm looking at this aggressively long, below below pre-market lows, below yesterday's lows. Don't know that I want to take it just yet. There's the bounce. There's the bounce. Yeah, I don't like this that much, guys. I'm probably gonna go for it, but if we keep testing these levels, but it's just not super duper clean, man. And this risk structure is not amazing. I do think we either bounce here back up to VWAP or we sell off super aggressively. I haven't liked this area down here, man, really at all. I'm gonna potentially test it here, but it's really gonna generate one trade for me, and that's gonna be it. Let's see. Do we want to try this one? Watching the 49,400s. We're trading the 35s right now. Watching this level on bookmap. We had some more orders stacking up there. We came through what we had on ES, and we're starting to pull back up. Waiting for one more clean out from YM. I don't know if we're gonna get it. I'm trying to be extra patient. If I'm gonna take this one, I want to be extra patient and be like super aggressive with the entry, like right now as we're coming back down. Let's see. 30s. Yeah, starting to find some buyers here. We got a little bit of an increase in CVD. I'm going to test this one from right here, guys. This could be my trade for the morning. I'm getting long on it. Getting long down below prior day low, down below this pre-market low level. It's aggressive, man. We sold off, but I'm going to look for this mean reversion trade. I saw somebody comment what I was talking about. So I'm long one YM mini from 49.4. We can get rid of this now. 49.446. Looking for that reversion all the way back up here. I got my max stop loss running all the way down at 49.248. Would leave a lot of room for a wick lower before getting stopped. I got to take profit way outside, and somebody commented on it. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. What's up, chat? So, who said this? Remember Orange Folder News today? President Trump talks today, later today. Yes. Tradeovate down. Not that I'm aware. Not that I'm aware. Trump talking. Not very clear. Tradeovate has one. Let's see, bugged from Reddit. Is it? Is something going on? Something going on? Something going on? What do we got going on, guys? Uh-oh. Some people report Tradeovate issues. Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. To keep an OCO order, maybe just put a take profit stupid high so it's available for you if you want it. Yes. Correct. So, like, if you're going to enter the market with no take profit, you can't add an OCO take profit later on TradingView or Tradeovate for that matter. So I have a take profit way up here. Not that I'm planning to hold on that long. You could even go like way outside of there if you wanted to. But the goal is if I wanted to walk away later, maybe, you know, we're on the way up, I'm stop loss to break even or something, or I'm just leaving it alone, and I want to add a take profit, I can't physically do that without adding a sell limit order that's not attached, right? We talked about that, the OCO functionality on TradingView. So I do have to get better at remembering to do that. Have a take profit order in there that I can move around if I want to. It's an OCO order. It's attached to this bad boy and this order right down here, and you know, not be stuck with nothing. You know. So we're in long. Let's see what the market's got for us, guys. What's going on with Tradeovate? You guys are dealing with issues. What's happening? I'm not so sure, but I want to be alerted if something's going on. Now I'm more cautious about that. Had to refresh Tradeovate and it rebooted fine. Lost it into fun into the mess. Hopefully I get another one today. Sheesh. Tradeovate is effed up. Morning, guys. Just getting used to being a prop firm with consistency rule. It's a little less stressful. It's allowed me to jump out at $600 to see if something goes. Yeah, working fine from here. Yeah, so I'm in with Tradeovate. I'm going to log into Tradeovate just because you guys are saying this. Is not part of my plan right now, but I'm going to not watch the trade that's on the chart for the moment. I'm going to log into Tradeovate on my Top 1 Futures account. And yeah, it's loaded up. It's loaded up and functioning for me. You know, just because it's working for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you guys, right? That's you know, that's important to note. But it is working for me. I can see this order running. I can see my take profit and my stop loss. It does show. It looks like it's matching correctly, so that's good. But I would be cautious, guys. If you're starting to have any issues, as always, you know, make sure you screen record. Make sure you check out, you know, what's going on. If you have issues at all, I would definitely just kind of go hands off a little bit. I don't think it's worth it to press your luck if you're starting to have platform issues. So we're in long on a sweep. I talked about trying to get more aggressive, man, even though I don't love this down here. Like I said, I really don't. We'll see how this plays out. But we're getting some buyers. We're starting to get a bounce here, at least right here, right now. We really didn't bounce immediately. We tested all the way down to these 410s. That would have been a little bit better of an entry. Now, mean reversion play is really going to be right in here, if not here. We have VWAP sitting at 49,584. Just going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, 49,584-ish, 585-ish. That's not going to generate too much of a beautiful win. But if we make it all the way back up to VWAP, and this shows me, 150 some odd points, I'm going to at very least get stop loss up to break even. If not, grab my nice W and call it a day. We do have yesterday's volume point of control all the way up here. That would be obviously a whole lot better of a target. Maybe we turn this bad boy around and flip to the upside. Show me 300 some odd bucks worth of profit right now. You know, there's a balance, I think, for me between getting too aggressive with stop loss to break even and taking profit too quickly and holding too long. It's always tough to try to find that perfect balance. We can't always do that. Okay, we're getting a nice bounce out of this now. There we go. Nice bounce out of this bad boy. Let's see. We got the 600s up above too. That's going to be an issue if we can't break through. Okay, check it out, guys. I'm going stop loss to break even plus a couple ticks now on this. risk-free. Like I said, if we get all the way back up to VWAP at what I just say, at very least, I want to go stop to break even. If we come all the way back down through my entry, I don't want to be long. Looking for a spot to potentially take profit on this. This is a dicey part, right? Holding past VWAP is always a tough call, dude. It's always a really tough call. You know, I had near $1,000 worth of risk on that trade to start. I don't love running a very negative risk to reward, but I'm going to be cautious, man, holding through VWAP. That's a beautiful bounce. I might look right above this high if we get it. If we come right back down, I'm going to be stopped to break even. This is showing me $600, $700 worth of profit right now. I'd love a crack right into the, that was the 600s as well. This could be dicey, guys. This could be dicey. Traded right up to the 600s. Yeah, here's VWAP bouncing. Here's VWAP bouncing. Again, I'm stop loss to break even, risk-free. Just going to kind of talk through this trade. I like the entry. I like the bounce that we got. I like the mean reversion. You know, the issue with this one, like I said today, the issue with this one is just, it's not a great risk structure. It's really not great to say, I'm going to risk $1,000 or, you know, run a wide stop loss all the way down here to try to just grab a quick move back to VWAP. We did get that move back to VWAP. I'm not grabbing profits super quick. Looks like we do want to come back down through these lows. At least for right now, we're testing down below pre-market lows again, down below yesterday's low. Let's see. Buyers can rip this thing higher. In fact, if we do come all the way back up, I'm going to like this even more to hold on to. But gun to my head, I'm looking at this for a stop at break even. That's always the dicey part, man. Always the dicey part. VWAP. Look at how clean that was respected today, right? There's a reason I have this on my chart. I'm not solely a VWAP trader. I'm not, you know, I'm not somebody that exclusively trades off VWAP. But I think this type of move is very hard to dispute. I don't think today is an anomaly where this doesn't happen often. People give VWAP flack. They joke around about VWAP. They say it's not, you know, there's a reason I have it on my chart, and it's this right here. So anyway, let's see what we can do. I would love to see us get through VWAP. I'm going to hold on to this one, see if we can't make this a nicer W here. Let's see what we could do. We do have Clay coming on the show today. Yes, we do have Clay coming on the show today. We are going to get some trading in, looks like first, before he hops on. We're going to have some account giveaways. Maybe we're going to have something special like we did last time for everybody on stream. You're going to have to hang out and be here for a potential to get it. Last time he was on stream, just for reference, not saying this was going to be today. Last time he was on stream, he gave out 5 instant-funded accounts and a 70% off code, a flash sale for everybody on stream. The time before that, we gave out about a dozen instant-funded accounts. I went back. I actually gave out more than I was supposed to. We were supposed to do 10, and I ran too many duck races. So, but yeah, man, let's see what we could do here. $425 in profit here. My bookmap is tripping out today. I don't know what bookmap is doing. I'm holding on to this. I saw somebody said take profit. You know, there's a risk, right? There's a double-edged sword. You know, take profit too quick on every trade. You never capture the bigger winner. You hold the trades too long, you never capture any profit. This was close, man. You know, if I wanted to take profit at VWAP, I should have just had my take profit here. That really wasn't my thesis. As it was up here, I did say it's a dicey call to try to hold through VWAP, right? But I was making that dicey call. I was able to go, you know, stop loss to break even, make it a risk-free trade, and then try to hold on to a larger winner. At very least on this, I was looking at another 50, 60 points. Right back above these highs, right back into this area of high volume up here. I think that's reasonable to ask for the market to do. You know, I'm not saying we need to turn this into a huge trade and, you know, every single trade has to look something like that. That could certainly happen. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you're going to take trades like this, you got to be ready to take loss after loss after loss and then finally catch, you know, the huge, you know, $5,000 winning trades, right? You know, something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what we get out of price. We bounced a couple times. Looks like we're coming back lower. Like I said, gun to my head. I think this is going to be a stop at break even. Yeah, we're not dumping here. ES still climbing on a positive CVD. NQ bookmap is like really not working for me. I don't know what's good with bookmap this morning. Tripping out a little bit. Yeah, I think we got a really high chance to take a stop at break even. All good. Give ourselves opportunity for more trading if we see fit. Would always love to be able to grab the high point of the move on every single trade. I try to apply some consistency, a little bit of a balance. Like on Friday last week, we immediately popped back up to VWAP, and that was, you know, $1,000, right? That was about a 1-to-1 for me, and I took profit extremely quickly. Today, we're bouncing around that $600 level. You know, I'm starting this trade out, just specifically this one, with, you know, $1,000 worth of risk. You know, consistently taking profit at a 0.6 R, right? A 1 to 0.6 is a pretty negative risk to reward. If I do that every single day, I'm going to generate a really positive win rate, but a pretty low risk to reward. And I do find that in review, a lot of the trades that I take profit very quickly on continue in my direction. Not all of them. I've had plenty come back on me all the way to stop me out. I will, compromise by going stop loss to break even. If I get a trade like this one that moved, 150 points in my direction, right? I talked about that before I did it, kind of pre-planning that trade management. I do find trades that move 150, 200 points in my direction, and I don't go stop loss to break even. If those come all the way back through the entry, higher likelihood of taking a full stop out. But, there's a balance, right? There's a balance. And discretionary trade management, it's always tough to find that balance for sure. So let's see what the market's got today, man. Do we just want to trend lower like we talked about? Do we just want to drift lower? Do we maybe want to come all the way down here? Do we want to jerk around a little bit here first before coming back up? Are we going to sell off and catch that really, really nice clean move all the way back up to the upside, come back through VWAP? Time will tell. Time will tell. But right now I'm going to hold on to this one. Potential area of interest for taking some profit for me if we were going to crack all the way back up to the upside. I'm going to say into like the 40s, the 640s, 660s, 670s up here. That would be pretty nice. That would be a nice W on this one. Yeah. So we'll see what the market can do today. Happy with the entry. Happy with the stop loss to break even. Would have liked to actually been a little bit more aggressive on this one. I did watch this trade through these 40s and all the way down into the 10s, the 410s on bookmap, and that did look pretty clean. We even hung out down here for a minute. Maybe I could see it on the 1 minute. Yeah, we even did hang out down here for a minute and retested it right in here. Something really aggressive down here. Better entry, right? Would have been able to allow me to grab some more profit maybe as we came back up to VWAP. Just like really critiquing my trade here. Not quite 200. Like, what's off the low? I'm critiquing the hell out of my trade with you guys. Yeah, that probably would have been close. That probably would have been enough if I bottom ticked it. Let's see what we got. As we start to come back up here, guys, I got to, I hate to do this. I got to step away for a split second here. Just to check something outside. I can't do it while I'm in profit now. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to step away for a split second just to grab another drink. Do I have something? Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, we do have something. We're good. We got another Saratoga sparkling water. For those of you guys that are looking for the key to profitability, Saratoga Springs sparkling water. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, chat? How we doing, guys? How we doing? Hanging on in profit? Trade back up to show me $500. I'm hanging on to this one. This is in the Top 1 Futures live account. I would like to grab a little bit of profit on this bad boy and snag a little payout with you guys. A little pay ski right here. Come on, man. What can we do? What can we do, YM? Oh, man. CVD dropping off like a nightmare up here. I got to acknowledge that. I like the bounce. I like the move all the way back up. Cumulative volume delta is CVD on ES, looking pretty good. On YM, it's looking not good at all. I don't exclusively use cumulative volume delta, but I'm really curious to see what happens if we can't pop to the upside. Bookmap is giving me an interesting read. That would call for this not to really follow through. We got right up to the 560s and we just dumped on cumulative volume delta. That's indicating a lot of sell volume. So I don't know if buyers are going to have this thing. I think I'm going to have to take profit on this into like the at very best like the 650s. Here we go, pushing back up to the upside. Do I want to try this, man? Well, I'm making a note of it now. CVD looks ugly on YM right now. It does not look good. That's indicating that sell volume is pretty heavy. It doesn't really look the same across the other U.S. indices, which is somewhat interesting. I'm going to hold on to this one for now. I'm not going to let one tool that I use dictate the entire trade, but it is a reason for caution. Back up to VWAP here. Sellers take it lower. It's obviously that we're going to be dead in the water. I'm just trying to see if I want to take some quick profit at some point on this. Yeah, I would be hard pressed to hold past the 680s. I'm not going to hold all the way to this take profit if I don't have to, but I'm just going to throw this in here just in case we do crack to the upside. I'm probably going to manually exit ahead of this, but the last bit of liquidity that we have up here is the 680s, so I'm going to front run that. Or I think I'm going to front run that. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to just I'm locked in, trying to figure out how long I want to hold this thing. 49,700's up there. Yeah, we got quite a bit on Bookmap up above. $650s could be dicey as well. We gonna get all the way to those 80s? Or are we just gonna test the top end of this? Let's see. Still hanging on. Showing me $750 worth of profit here. Other U.S. indices still climbing back up pretty steadily. We could pull a really gnarly sweep to the downside again. Man, do I want to hold this thing and let it come all the way back on me with this ugly CVD? I think I'm going to have to, at least for now. Oh, we got 10 a.m. news coming up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we got 10 a.m. news coming up. Almost forgot about that one. We do have orange folder news. I think I'm going to snag this. I think I'm going to go ahead and snag this before this 10 a.m. news. Wanted to see if we can grab these 620s again. There's a little bit right up there. Let's see. I'm grabbing this one, guys. I'm out at 720, 725 or so. I'm out of this one right at VWAP. We could absolutely bounce. Sorry, did somebody say it? Or was that just, I'm looking at liquidity start to dry up on the book. We have orange folder news. It's pending new home sales, I think, at 10 a.m. I'm not going to hold into that. We could absolutely bounce if it comes in. The market likes it. We could absolutely continue to the upside, but we're 60 seconds away from an orange folder news. If I'm in profit near an area where I want to get out, like I was saying, maybe the 680s. I think we could. Here, I'm going to mark this because I think we could easily pop right up here, and I want to watch this level. We got a level of liquidity up here, right into the 680s. Whoa, right into the 680s. We'll mark this with orange. We could easily pop up there, but I'm not gonna hold into it because we could easily dump right back down, stop me out. So I'm happy with that. $725 in the Top 1 Futures live account. Can't complain about that, man. Grabbing a quick W with you guys. Let's see, 30 seconds for anybody watching on this. before we come into red folder news. But yeah, man, no complaints. Putting some profit in the top one live account, man. We are good to go. We are good to go. Now that I'm out of that one, let's see. We got about 10 seconds till news. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 seconds. We can watch this news print. I'd watch the 680s. Give me just a second. I'm gonna step away, and I will be right back. Hang tight, guys. Here's our 10 a.m. news. Not too unhappy with that close so far. Let's see if it would have been a stop at break even. Be right back, guys. Give me about 60 seconds. All right, back in action with you guys here. And I see we got somebody in the background. This is going to be a good day, man. This is going to be a good day. We hopped on, grabbed about, I would have to log into to Tradeovate to see exactly what the entry and exit and stop was for that one. But grabbed about $725 of profit in the Top One Live account. And now we are ready to bring on founder of Top One Futures, Clay. Let me add him in here. What's going on, man?
What's up? How's it going?
What's happening, man?
We're back.
We're back. We're back in action, man. Back in action. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, sorry running a little late. Especially when I do these, I want to go to the gym or get some sort of workout before, just so I got the energy high and I'm not like dragging. Not usually it's not my style, anyways. But
for sure,
I want to bring the good vibes, the good energy. What's up, chat? So I got YouTube pulled up here so I can.
There we go. What's going on, chat? We got Clay in the house here, man. Yeah, that was this was good timing, man. I just caught a little win in the well, not too little, about $725 in the Top One Live account. So,
right, nice, man.
Yeah, man. No complaints there. No complaints there.
What on Dow?
Yeah, on YM. Yeah, on YM right in here. This is what this one looked like. Took the long as we dipped lower. I think my entry was somewhere into the 40s here. Kind of a wide stop to get started on this thing. Not as big of a W as I'd like. I was interested in these 680s, but got out right in here, right before we had some orange folder news that it looks like we dipped on. I was stop loss to break even. Took some profit right in here for, $725. Let me log in and Tradeovate, see actually what it is. But yeah, man, can't complain about hopping on stream and in under an hour, making that amount of money in a live account, that most people are working a whole lot longer for.
Yeah, so, all day.
Yeah, dude.
Driving to traffic, driving to Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, driving an hour. Dude, I mean, we're like working construction or something for the whole day being out there. So, yeah, man, it's easy to lose perspective on. I think that's one of the hardest things about trading once you get profitable is your perspective around money. Because, like, it's $750 and it's like, oh, yeah, but it could be like $3,000. We're trading. You can make anything. But $750, that adds up over time, right? Now, I mean, just for the sake of the conversation, like, because I was actually on Nick's stream yesterday and we we're talking about this, because he's all about the base hits too, right? So, not that I think that was probably a little more than a base hit on that live account, but
no, for sure, man. It's a balance, right? Like everybody's gonna have a different, opinion of what's a small trade or a big trade, but there is something to be said around not losing sight of money. And like when you have $700+ in the matter of a couple minutes, like on Friday's stream, I had $1,000 show up in like, I don't know, like 3 minutes. And it was in the top one live account. And I took profit on it pretty quick. Now, it continued to run, but that could just as easily come all the way back on you. And I think you got to follow your system, follow your approach, structure your risk. But just like we're talking about, there is something to be said around taking your base hits and remembering that like $1,000 in real money, like that's a full day's work or more, multiple full days work. So, not letting that go by the wayside because it could be 10,000, right? And you're always shooting for the home run is right. Really important.
Because you used to do sales too before trading, right?
Yeah, dude.
How many no's is that?
Oh man, a lot. Listen, dude, I got out I could go way back to when I was in high school working for minimum wage. I used to work all week for like a $75 paycheck, and so I still remember those days. But even after I got out, I think my entry level like outside sales job outside of college, the base, I can't remember if the base was $30,000 or $36,000 a year. Like that was it. And that was the full year hard work, traveling. I had a ton of expenses to get that done. So to go from that to where I'm at now, and then also watch money in the market move around, I think it's good to have that base because, if you don't, you can just not appreciate it at all and forget where you came from too quick.
So, and it's never like with trading, it's never like, even when you get profitable, it's not like you make $750 a day. But say, for example, that was your average, right? Say that was your average. Some days you had some losing days. Some days you had maybe like 1,500 or something like that. But 750, if that was your average in this scenario, that's 3,750 a week. Times that by 4.
Oh, it's out of control.
A month. Times that by 12. That's 180K a year, right? Now it's never that clean with trading, but like that's the thing. On one day it might seem like 750. It's like, oh, okay, wow, but dude, that adds up over time, right?
Absolutely. I think a lot less can add up, man. Like doing the base hits for $100, $200. You could always be scaling up by copy trading accounts with prop firms. You can do it in your live account, but starting small and remembering that that base hit mindset, powerful. So I'm reading the chat. Looks like somebody maybe guessed a code already. Purple Ninja Facts, what are you doing, bro? Come on.
Right.
Be cool.
Well, we actually switched it up, so that's why I'm curious about it. I was just texting Bryson. So
did anybody?
If you want the discount, the code is RDF Stream, and 70% off first account, 50% off each account after that. So it's similar than what we've been doing. Which I'm curious about Purple Ninja's game over there because in the past it was Stream. Either that or the codes aren't set up.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on the screen, guys. Purple Ninja, did you guess that one? Did you really guess RDF Stream? Watching this come down, but just so you guys know, we got to repeat what Clay just said. Parrot that one. We got a flash sale going from top one. Thanks, Clay, man. I really appreciate you hopping on and doing this for the community.
Yeah,
70.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I like hanging out with you, dude. So.
No, I know, right back at you, man. It's awesome.
And we're doing a sick podcast too. That we're like, I don't know if you talked about it at all. So it's like a round table. We did one similar with Austin Silver last year. So I don't know if me and you are on a panel this time.
Yeah, we are.
So it's going to be me, you, Lawrence, Austin, Tanner, and Trader Drysdale, which I don't really know him very well, but I mean, I've seen his content. He seems super, super authentic and legit.
Yeah, I haven't met Chris either, but yeah, guys, that's coming out pretty soon. We got just what Clay said. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming up. We're all headed to the same spot, do some podcasts, prop firm roundtable stuff. We got a trip coming up. We got Tampa after that. I'm psyched. But yeah, guys, just to relay this one more time because I'm throwing it in chat. I see a couple messages coming in. We've got flash sale valid for an hour while we're on stream here. Code is RDF Stream right here. 70% off. Your next account, 50% off. Accounts after that. Don't sleep on this one. Links are in the chat. If you guys got questions, feel free. But it's awesome to be able to do some super aggressive discounts, right? And get people funded for a badass price.
And so I just looked at, so it's me, Austin, Drysdale, Tanner, you, and myself. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm just glad I'm not on the one with Lawrence, because I think I told you last time, I was sitting in between Lawrence and Tanner, but like 6'5", 250. I was like, geez.
Yeah, those guys dwarf everybody though, man. That's like, they're ridiculous. You're sitting next to straight up power lifters and then just the tall guys. But
and that's going to be in Miami too. So I think we're doing like a trader meetup for anybody that's in Fort Lauderdale too. So if you want to come hang out. So.
Yeah, I started to throw that in my community on Tuesday evening of next week, guys. I think that's the game plan. We will have free, because we're all getting together before we got another trip, and it's kind of just one of those deals where everyone's together, and everybody has said, hey, why don't we just kind of throw it out to the community, see if anybody's around. So free trader meetup, probably be hanging, get some food and some drinks on Tuesday of, what is the actual date on this one? I'll have some graphics for you guys coming up, but it's going to be Tuesday the 3rd, Tuesday, March 3rd in Fort Lauderdale. And then after that, in May, we've got the ASFX boot camp. In May. Yeah, May. ASFX boot camp on the 14th and 15th. Super stoked about that as well, man.
Nice. Yeah. So, tell me about some wins. I'm curious about coming from your community. Do you guys have? I've actually never been in your Discord. How do you?
Yeah.
How do you set up? Do you have like? You don't do coaching, right?
No. So it's free 99 streaming, free 99 in the community, free 99 across the board. But essentially, I've got I've got almost 2,500 members in the Discord. A lot of them are active, and we've got people sharing wins, losses, all their different trading styles. I'd say some of the most recent wins, like into end of last year, into beginning of this year, I've had more people say they've taken their first payout with prop firms than all of the time prior in the last few months. So I think I've got a lot of people taking their first payout, which is just so cool to see. I know how important that is. I had a couple people from the community, a couple that are coming out to Tampa, take their first payout with Top 1 Futures recently. That was super, super sick. And I think I'm up to 3. I know 2 for sure, but I think I'm up to 3 people that have won an account, a 50K Ignite instant funded account, and traded it all the way to a payout, which is insane to go from $0 investment to a $1,500 payout or $1,000 payout for the Ignite 50K. So those have been awesome wins.
That's awesome. Man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people get those giveaway accounts and they don't value them, and they're just like, "Oh, cool, free account. I'm just gonna YOLO it or whatever."
Yeah. Yep. So. No, and I used to see that all the time. Oh, who wants the free accounts? Who cares about that type of stuff? Everybody just YOLOs them. And I'm like, well, some people don't, and they're actually working themselves towards payouts. So that's been awesome, man. But yeah, I got a really great community. I appreciate everybody on here. Shout out Team RDF. But it's awesome, man. It's awesome. I'm lucky that I get to do it for sure.
So Mystic Rick said SPX opened in an island. I haven't looked at that.
Let's see. Yeah, so just to kind of map this trade out, guys, while we're watching it come back down, I can't be mad about this. I can't be mad about the close. I'm gonna pull up what my actual entry, exit, stop, and everything was on another screen, and then I'll mark it with you guys. But I got in somewhere down here in the 40s, took profit as we came into VWAP the second time around, right before news. And, here we are coming back down to what would have been potentially a break even. So I'm not super upset. Looks like my entry was, can we see it? Tradeovate. Will it give it to me? There we go. So my entry was 49,446. Yeah, so I'm not too far off. 49,446. Stop was originally somewhere all the way down here. Started with that just under $1,000 worth of risk. And then let's see where my actual close was. Take profit was right in here. This one was filled. 9.
So did you
590.
The news candle and just move break even super fast, or?
No, right before. So this was 9:30. This was the actually take profit right in here. This was initial entry. Stop loss was really wide to start, but this was, we could look at it like a 1 minute chart.
So are you already out or no?
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, okay,
I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah. Right before.
At the top of the green, and as if that was the take profit.
Right before you hopped on. This is it right here. This was my here. Let me turn this. Maybe make this green, and that'll be a little bit better. This was my take profit. We can get rid of this. This was where I was looking at to the downside, a little level. Maybe I can make this white so we're less confusing here. But we sold off of the open. Kind of a really similar setup that I look for every damn day. This mean reversion style trade. We sold off really aggressively right into the open. Ended up getting long right in here somewhere. Not, I don't think it was right on this initial dump to the downside. I hung out a little bit, started to pop, came back down, and I took it right in here. That's my entry 446 on YM. Wrote it back up. I got a little bit nervous after we bounced here. But as we came into VWAP, this is like 150 some odd points, right? I have to zoom out if I wanted to see it. But came into VWAP, pulled stop loss up to break even. And then I was going to hold this a little bit longer, see if we couldn't get the 680s because we got a little bit of liquidity up here. I think this is a pretty reasonable spot from pre-market to go and try to tag. But I exited right here on this candle at 9:58, 2 minutes before 10 a.m. news. You know, if I'm in a trade like this and it's showing me, and this would have been a stop at break even, by the way, guys. I would have been stopped right here. I was break even plus a couple ticks. Took profit right here, right before that news. Just because, you know, like, you never know if it's going to pump or dump. This is not a news trade. I was able to grab, you know, a decent amount of profit before that news. And sometimes it rips in your direction and you're like, yay, you know, I look like a genius. But on this super frustrating day, maybe like today, where this would have came all the way back down and stopped me at break even, you know, it sucks to give back, you know, something that's showing you $750, $800 worth of profit. So, you know, this.
Well, you don't want to try to fight the VWAP there, right? I mean,
no, also don't want to fight the VWAP. You know, I was doing it initially here, right? And then once it gave us the second shot here, after pulling back down and then having news, this is a dicey spot to hold through. Really dicey spot to hold through. So it looks like we want to send for it. Looks like we want to push to the upside, maybe go and grab the 680s. But again, I'm happy with that trade management. I try not to take profit too early, right? Like, I think if I'm putting a trade on with $1,000 stop loss and then I'm taking profit at like $100 or $200, like super quick, that's not really sustainable. You're going to end up, you know, winning all the time, but then you're going to take some really big losses. But, you know, something that's showing me, you know, 150 points in profit on YM. Do I really want to hold that into news and then maybe all the way back down? Probably not. So we'll see.
Genuinely, I think rolling the dice. You know,
yeah.
Today is Wednesday, so unemployment claims, is that what it was?
This one was, I think, pending new home sales. We had unemployment this morning.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and this was, it's orange folder, at least like Forex Factory had it marked as pending new home sales. But that one kicked it around. It definitely kicked it around here. But again, this one, I'd actually have to look at where I had that, where I moved that stop order to. But I'm 99% sure that would have been stopped at break even, right on that tick right there, which would be super frustrating to watch happen. So,
right.
yeah, man, no complaints on a day where I'm able to grab some quick profit, man. Definitely no complaints there.
And so are you switching over to Tradeabate to execute the trade?
I'm not. I'm executing right here on
TradingView?
Yeah, right here on TradingView. That's how that one was. I was just looking it up because I could see really quickly, like from the report, exactly where the orders were all filled. But yeah, this has been pretty cool, man. It's interesting. Like, every platform is going to have its little nuances, right? Like, every platform is going to have stuff that you like and don't like. And I know a lot of traders are loving Tradeavate. Some of them don't love it that much. A lot of them love, TradingView. They're all going to have these slight differences. So, like, I love the TradingView chart. I love that you could use all your custom, indicators and tools. I do like the order card. There's just this ever so slight delay, right? I always try to be like unbiased, not be too hyped on every single thing. So this ever so slight delay, right? But hey, if you want TradingView, that's kind of what you got to go with. On Tradeovate, which everybody could trade with, if you're trading on any, top one account or most prop firms, there's no delay. It's like the fastest platform. You can watch the candles print in super duper real time. So, I'm kind of still deciding whether or not I'm going to be staring at a TradingView chart or a Tradeovate chart. That's kind of what I'm going through as I'm trading on this.
Yeah, the thing about Tradeovate though is that they're live broker as well, right? So like,
yeah,
if one day you want to trade your own live capital, your own, like have your own account, which I think should be the goal, because then it's just your rules, your system. You can take withdrawals whenever you want, or not. But like knowing the platform inside and out is going to serve you a lot more than just knowing a platform that is exclusive for prop trading. So I guess Top Step will have a broker. I don't know the details on that with Project X, but Tradeovate's been around. I would feel, not to knock anybody, but for security funds and anything like that, I would feel way more confident using a Tradeovate or plus 500 linked to Tradeovate than a new broker, even Top Step to opening there, right?
For sure.
So learning how to use the platform inside and out, or not even inside and out, but well enough to feel comfortable on it, then yeah, I think that's a big plus, because then if you're like, all right, I've been crushing it, I've been taking payouts, I want to do my own live account or something like that, but you've been just used to one platform that's exclusive for prop, man, you're going to deposit in that live account, probably struggle a little bit. So, it is that perspective shift about that too with Tradeovate,
Yo, no, I agree 100%. I think you want to have that long-term vision with anything that you're going to do. And if you're on a platform that's exclusive to props, or you're only doing something that is only going to work around prop firms, and you're not thinking about that next step as you progress on, you kind of short-sighted on it, right? You think you can do a lot of things in life that way, and it's good to capitalize on the moment, right? Like what's available in front of you. But having that longevity mindset, not the saying like, let me get honed in specifically on, trying to game this one thing that's working really well, a platform, or, some, even in the markets, like getting so super focused on maybe one little instrument while it's doing something crazy. You're not really thinking, is this sustainable? Is this something I could build with? Is it something I could scale with? And I think having that long-term mindset is something that helps me in life, right? Really focus on like, what does the next, couple years look like? What does the next 3 to 5 years look like? So long-term mindset, guys, is the key here. Also, when you're picking stuff like, longevity-wise, I do think is important, right? Tradeovate. We could trade now with Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, TradingView. That just comes down to preference. What you prefer. I'm between executing on TradingView versus Tradeovate. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to land, but that just comes down to preference. But as far as Tradeovate, man, been around for a long period of time. Broker, not without issue. Everybody has issues at a certain point, but definitely something that seems like it's going to continue to be the at the forefront of at least the prop trading space, and then a lot of the retail futures, trading space.
Yeah, and I see somebody, LJS, said that we should do our own platform, and like, trust me, we talked about it, but dude, that would be a headache I don't want to deal with, because one, the cost of setting it up, two, the support, especially if we are having other prop firms using it. I would bet money there's probably a few reasons why Project X, they stopped offering it, but I think that's a reason, because then all of a sudden you have 6 different prop firms and people are asking questions and having issues, and like, I think it would just be a massive undertaking. And also, dude, it would take, for us to roll it out, man, I would want to test it for like 3-4 months,
Yeah, no, it's a good idea from a thought perspective for sure. But what goes on, I think, like on the back end with managing something, and even like, I do look at Project X, right? Like that was a super cool user interface, like really cool features.
Yeah, I like
and
it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
No, and I'm where I'm going with it though is like I'm sure they didn't want to have problems like they had where it was just down day after day, like a year in.
Everybody's faces there that last couple months,
Dude. So so I picture like how much went into them, how long that it was actually functioning pretty well, and then like all those back end issues with and now you have so many thousands of traders across different firms. So I think like that's probably best suited to companies that are specifically just going to create platforms and build out with huge teams. I think that we're going to see, and I think we're seeing it a little bit. There's other integrations that are coming out. Like I saw something which we were talking about on the back end a little bit. TradeC and these different like broker connections, kind of the way TradingView is its own like software.
Deep charts in the chat too.
Yeah, I don't really know deep charts. I see that one. I don't really know deep charts.
Some people were shouting it out on Nick's stream yesterday. So.
Yeah. Nice. So for the person that's throwing that out there, do you know if deep charts is more like TradingView where it's a charting? Yeah, we don't have to spam it. We see it. Yeah, we see it, brother. All right. You don't have to spam it. So it connects through Rhythmic. Answer some questions here. Does it connect through Rhythmic and then you log in and it's kind of like that TradingView to Tradeovate connection, or is it like broker connected? Maybe But I think, I'm gonna,
so DX feed, so like DX trade.
Yeah, different data feed. So cool. Yeah, no, but I think like something you guys have talked about from the beginning is you're interested in adding more brokers and not brokers, adding more platforms to trade on, right? Like that's something that I think Top One has been talked about a lot in the begin with. All right, one warning: you don't have to spam the chat with all caps. The dashing picks. I appreciate all the comments. It's great. But one warning before I time you out for a little bit.
Resist the urge to put W's in the chat.
Listen, W's are one thing, but yeah, we don't need the same thing over and over. But
community crashed he's got so many. But it crashed it, and we were just like, it was just me on there for like 10 minutes, and but I was able to hold the space, I think, decently.
Yeah, no, that's epic. Yeah, it's crazy. Too many people in chat spamming W's or just spamming the chat. It's awesome. But I see some people saying, here's some W's. I see some people saying, got another 50K Ignite with the code. Thanks, Clay and Zach. Appreciate you, Slothfather.
You want to run a couple duck races?
I think so, dude. I think so. Listen,
30 minutes left.
We got the trade in. We got the trade in super early, guys. Took a W on stream. Clay hopped on. We got a code running for anybody that hopped on. I can see we got a lot more people hopping on and off. For anybody that hopped on late, guys, we got 70% off all accounts, valid for 1 hour. About 30 minutes left on this one. Code is RDF Stream. If you guys want to check it out, link is in the chat. And we're about to run the giveaway. Giveaway form is live in the chat as well, live in Discord. Go ahead and throw this one in my Discord as well, this way everybody snags it. Go ahead and get that form filled out if you guys want a chance to win. Let me see if I can throw that banner up. I don't have the banner for it. Can I do the giveaway form? Yeah, we can do the giveaway thing. But yeah, guys, go ahead and get that one.
Before that trade materialized.
What's that?
How long were you on stream before you all took that trade?
Oh, not long, man. Not long. That was really right into the opening candle. Really close, right into that opening candle. So I think my entry was somewhere into 9:40, 10 minutes into the open. I hopped on here just before market open, so really quick, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Played out really quick. I'm never upset about a quick trade like that. And I've talked about even on Friday when it was super fast. There's something to be said for just taking a quick win and then wrapping it up. Taking a win and saying, you know what? Like, maybe there's more opportunity. There's always going to be more opportunity. Market's going to keep moving. Let me just go ahead and take my W and just, lock yourself out or walk away and just go enjoy the day and say, well, it's 9:40 in the morning, and I'm I made $720 or $1,000, or maybe for somebody else makes 10,000. Let me not like give that back being greedy because I just want to sit here and continue on. There we go.
Continue rolling the dice. One more hand.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can just take your money and and go. But yeah, guys, form is in the chat. I see responses rolling in.
All right, so Purple Ninja, since he's already got the inside scoop on everything that we're doing. So yeah, we are working on an eval model that should be out in about 2 weeks, hopefully less. And it's going to be evaluation, no consistency rule. And with, I can't say all the rules now, but the goal is no consistency and daily payouts on funded. So it's going to be sick. We're super excited. So I think that's kind of because he was referring to the account.
And A-Deal King is asking the same question. A lot of great options for straight to funded, but you guys thinking of showing some love to eval. Yeah, guys, stay tuned. Just to parrot what Clay said without giving out any more info. These guys are cooking up a super badass eval model that, in my humble opinion, what I've seen so far, just from the little bit of the insights, because I don't get to see it all either, will be one of the most competitive eval models in the space, right? They're all different. We talked about that, A-Deal King, right? Like they're all different. They're all going to have certain things that are better and worse. I think what these guys are working on is something that's a really, really clean balance. It has a lot of the features that traders want right now, a lot of the advantages, at an extremely competitive price. From a company, now that's going on. How long has Top One been since launch?
We launched like April 2nd.
Yeah, dude. So from April of last year. Yeah.
So we started doing everything up, like, working everything in the back, probably January, February last year.
Yeah.
And then it took like 3 months to get everything set up.
So I told you guys, you get the early scoop on certain things, you get the insider info. I didn't even say anything, Clay. I hadn't said anything to my community. I was being a good boy, not letting the cat out of the bag.
Well, okay, so I have an idea. So I have 2 ideas. One is 2 separate eval models, and this is something I've been kicking around. So I just want to see what your all's reaction to it would be, because I have an idea that would be like, let the traders decide what type of eval you guys prefer. So the first one is what I was just referring to, and both evals will be like daily payouts, no consistency rule. But the first one will be no activation fee, and then you pay everything up front, right? So that would be the first option. Second option would be it would be a $39 evaluation fee, because just for full transparency. We pay TradeAvate and platform fees for us cost like a little over $30 a person, right? So that would cover that. So the evaluation itself would be like $39. And then if you pass it, then you pay the remainder, which would be the activation fee. And on that one, it would be no consistency rule and daily payouts. So which one would you guys prefer? One, say, no activation fee if you like that idea, or $39 evaluation fee if you like that one more.
Yeah, curious to hear, guys. Let's throw it in the chat. But yeah, no. So a couple. Couple different options. I'm gonna respond. Purple Ninja, you've been throwing some good stuff in here. Okay, so some people are saying ones, some people are saying no activation fee. A lot of ones. Here's the daily payouts is awesome. Here's the deal, right? Purple Ninja says, please don't put too high of a buffer if you have one, or too small with withdrawals, right? There's always going to be a balance, guys, right? Like nobody's going to be able to have all of it. Otherwise, it's too easy. It's not sustainable, right? Like everybody, is able to just run themselves towards withdrawals. There's no sustainability, and the sim farmers hit it super hard, right? So, you have to figure that on accounts with no consistency and daily payouts, there's of course, and this is just look at all of the evals, there's of course going to be a tighter payout cap and a buffer to get over, right? A requirement to make money in between each payout. On accounts that have, for example, no consistency rule, big caps, you're going to have other drawbacks, maybe like a much harder and longer eval, and then something like an intraday trailing drawdown or even more, right? On accounts that have, lower buffer, right? Lower profit requirements, and maybe, no daily payouts, but a much lower profit requirement and then a higher payout cap. What are you going to have? A 40% consistency in funded, right? So there's always going to be a balance there. It's not a gotcha. And I think it's great that like there are these different options. Like there's different options from different firms. Some firms have multiple options. Top one on the instant funded side does have a lot. And that's why I always catch myself. Like I was about to say, it's the most competitive. It's the best one. And you hear traders say that like, this is the best. And I always go, it's not the best. It's the best for you, maybe, right? Like you like that rule set best. And everyone's going to have that. But like, there's never going to be something that's just free money, right? There's no free lunch. There's always going to be something that, is rules to work with in order to work towards the payout. So, again, you could expect out of something that has a quick pass eval with a very low price, no activation fee, right? So after you pass, you're not paying anything. And then daily payouts with no consistency, there's of course going to be a buffer in there and a payout cap, right? Otherwise, it's a YOLO fest, right? The same way if you said, hey, dude, I want to be able to take a $10,000 payout, there's going to be a big challenge to get there, and there's going to be a tight-ass rule set, excuse my language, in the funded account, right? There's going to be really difficult to work with. And you see this across other firms. So, but I'm reading a whole bunch. Yeah, looking at a couple, Clay had mentioned a couple weeks out for something like this. Bro, intraday trailing drawdown needs to end. Leave it in the past. I agree. I'm not a big fan of intraday trailing drawdown myself. Let's see. Someone says no activation, no consistency, daily payouts with intraday trailing drawdown makes top one to the world. Let's see.
I feel like it's about 50-50.
Yeah, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. I'll tell you, like, for me, maybe I'm more advanced, I'm better capitalized. For me, I like no activation fee. I just like to pay up front and then, take the test and not have to worry about going back and forth on things. But some traders are, want the cheaper upfront cost and then an activation fee. But I think
a lot of the feedback is like, hey, I'm new to trading, so I would rather have the lower barrier of entry, which I think makes perfect sense, right? Make it more accessible to more people. Claire Morgan said, so yeah, I agree with that too. You just want to make sure that it's like, just because it's $39 in this scenario doesn't mean you just YOLO it. Still, like, treat it like, hey, I could get funded with this thing, right? So
for sure, absolutely. So no, I think it's really awesome. It's something that just you guys like. It's so funny. You hopped on. I swear, chat. You guys could call me out. I hadn't said anything at all specifically about that, and it's funny. There was like 3 back-to-back questions. Hey, is Top One going to roll out like maybe an eval model? What do you think about a no activation fee eval model? So you guys are on it, man. You guys are super on it. So just real quick before we go too much further, we can start running some duck races. We can keep talking, of course. Guys, last chance to get the form filled out. Form is in the chat if you want a chance to win an 105. We're going to do 5 of these?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. 550K Ignite instant funded accounts. Last chance to get it filled out. We're going to get some ducks loaded up. Form should be in there. Form everywhere. Somebody always says, I didn't get a chance to get the form. So here you go, guys. I'm giving you 60 more seconds as I get the ducks loaded up. And if you make it to the time they're running, you're in. There you go, guys. And if you're missing it, if you missed that, we do have, let me throw the other banner up. Code RDF stream for 50% off. Oh, excuse me, for 70% off all accounts right now. 1 hour, we got that rolling until 11 a.m. So don't miss that one. Awesome. Last chance, guys. Let's see. Somebody is always making it under the gun. There we go. One more. All right. Form's closed. Ducks are getting ready to get loaded up. We'll run some 10-second duck races super fast. Maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah, the 10 seconds, they're cheating behind the scenes, dude.
Yeah, let me get rid of some of these. We're good. We're good. Cool.
Jedi FX. You can build a buffer. And in fact, I would recommend building a buffer, like pretty much always. Unless you just want to take a withdrawal and have less of a drawdown.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Zach?
Yeah, I think let me see this. Let me see this question before I start smashing this button, and we'll run these back to back. What did this gentleman ask? Can we build a buffer, or should we build a buffer?
The cap is 5% on the Ignite. Do you have to take a withdrawal at 5%, or can you build it to 10%?
Yeah, I would always encourage you guys to try to build some of a buffer. Like I find a balance, right? If you're a newer trader and you haven't taken a payout at all, and this is maybe your first one, and you're finally, you're finally eligible, like snag the payout, get yourself paid, right? As you start to get, more and more progress, or maybe you've taken one payout and then you took it really quickly and you lost the account, it makes a lot more sense to try to leave some room for yourself to work. Because if you're paying for an account, you work yourself towards the first payout, you blow it because you take a payout right away, you're having to put money up right away to jump back in. It's also not sustainable, and repeatedly doing that is frowned upon against, at all firms. You're really not allowed to just continually do that. But it doesn't really make sense logically to just set yourself so quick to get one payout and then have to start from scratch again, building back up. Rather than take advantage also, most firms are going to be able to be more advantageous to have a larger payout cap or even a lower profit target. For example, with Top One, on most of the accounts, after you take your first payout and you hit that first profit target, the second profit target is less. The percent that you have to put up before you take the next payout is less. So, just letting go of those accounts is not super smart. So
right. So maybe going from 5% to 10% might be a little overkill, but even like 6 or 7, just leave yourself a little extra room would probably be Think about the dollar amount that you're going to have in there once you take the payout. Like, that's the way that I look at it. Are you leaving yourself with $200 to work with or something? That's probably not gonna be something you're gonna be able to hold on to, right? Maybe you try to take a little bit more. But again, I think it also just comes down to, like, where are you at? Have you taken a payout before? Is this your first one? I think there's something to be said for, like, taking the payout, making it real, and then building some momentum and going. You a couple payouts in, you've had some consistency. Why are you continually shooting for the tiny payout and then leaving yourself no room to work? So, but we got ducks loaded up. We ready to go, Clay? Let's run
this thing. Let's run it. Good luck, guys. Real quick before everybody asks in the chat, if you win, I'm just gonna mark your name down. You don't have to do anything. They will come straight from Top One Futures to your email after this. If you spammed the form or you did something sketchy, I'm gonna find out about it. I hope you didn't do that. All right, let's run it, guys.
Just be cool. So
everybody. Listen, guys, don't ruin it, okay? Clay's on here, dropping 70% off. We're giving out accounts like candy. Please, nobody ruin this, guys. Don't ruin it.
Go.
Let's go. We got YBAR Barbo Trades taking the W. Awesome. I think this is someone from the Discord as well. Let's go ahead. Congrats. We're going to run these quick, guys. Bro, I really need Top One Futures account. You can get one right now, 70% off with code RDFStream. This is the cheapest it will ever be as far as a flash sale. So maybe you snag one.
Crayola. Well, yeah, and I mean, we're not going to be doing any sales like company-wide less than 70%. So this is like your opportunity to snatch it where you can,
Yeah, guys, there you go. You got it from Clay. Not dropping. No, there's never been a 70% one outside of the flash sale.
Okay, Mr. Dorsek, that's really great. Deep Charts is a standalone Windows program that works with DXFeed and Rhythmic specifically for order flow trading. Okay.
There you go. Somebody gave the correct answer.
Yeah, that was a great rundown, dude.
Yeah. Ham Tony taking the W.
Tony.
Ham Tony. Let me see who we got. Just marking these down. Awesome. This way I don't forget. All right, that was 3. We're running 5 today, guys. We're getting 5 people funded. But Yeah, I'll click it. I think we talked about that. Like you guys are looking to add more data feeds, more types of accounts this way.
You have more options.
Yeah.
Backups. I mean, in this space, you never know, man. Anything can happen. It's kind of like 2 years ago, I guess, when MetaTrader, and this was like the Forex side of things, went down or stopped serving prop firms. It like shook everything. I don't know. Were you were just trading futures, or were you doing FX too? Or
oh no, I was part of that. I got cooked. I got absolutely smoked. Yeah, I was trading Forex. Yeah, dude, I was trading Forex back then. I had just started trading with Forex prop firms. I was trading on my own Forex live accounts, personal, U.S. regulated Forex live accounts. I started to get some consistency there. I was grateful to come to trading like pretty well funded, not like that's not bragging because I lost more money than I needed to, but I was trading live accounts and getting some consistency. And then I started to see guys trading prop firms. So I was like, oh, this is great. And that was right before like the summer before my Forex funds melted down. I had an account with them that got cooked. They all started to just get crazy with changing rules. And then MetaTrader went and I was like, all right, time to trade futures or something. This is a nightmare. I can't figure this out. Let's see. Trader X motivation.
There we go. Is that number 5?
That's number 5 right here, taking the win. Let me get this one marked down. Congrats, guys. Congrats to everybody that won an account. Let me go back over here and stop.
Didn't win. Don't worry. I'll be back, and you know what? We'll probably do it again. Dude,
man.
Your analysis playing out like pretty on point.
Yeah, this one is interesting. I've been watching a level up here. I'll show Bookmap real quick. I'm a little.
Oh, so you use Bookmap?
Yeah, I do. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna have to pull this off real quick. And then I can stop share. I can share this second screen. You guys can see our beautiful faces for a minute. Here we go.
Well, I forget. I mean, you have like a huge trade station. So
yeah, yeah. The new setup where I got monitors everywhere. You know what they say? More monitors, you could lose more money.
Right. You like the new setup?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. I'm super grateful. For those of you guys that don't know, I posted a bunch about it, but I got two 49-inch Samsung G9 monitors on the bottom, and then I got big, 34-inch. I got a MacBook screen. I got like 5 screens and like just hundreds of inches of monitors. It's insane. But here's what I was watching. This is why I had that, and I'll come back to my chart. This is why I had that line marked at the 680s. We had this level of liquidity. We don't usually get too much on Bookmap on YM, but we got a little bit today. This has came on and off the book since before market open. We sold off pretty aggressively, and I was really watching this as we started to come back into it, even before I got out before 10 a.m. Like I exited right here. This is what I was looking for a potential exit. This is 610, so we're looking another 70 points, 80 points higher. It's not nothing, but we'll see now. We're coming back all the way up to it to trade like right into that level. So front running some of these levels could be pretty sweet. Doesn't always work out super nicely. Sometimes just like anything, market doesn't care about, some orders on the book up here. Sometimes they're spoofing, but I do find it really interesting to be able to watch Bookmap.
Where did you learn like how to use it? Just like your own or
trial by fire, man? Just self-taught on Bookmap. Yeah, I came over to futures, and I was. This is kind of what we were just talking about. I was trading on U.S. regulated Forex brokers with not no order flow, but no volume. Like there's no volume data at all. So when I came over to futures, I was like, oh man, I could have this whole other piece of information. So I was like super enthusiastic about using volume profile, traditional volume, and then I found out about order flow. Where I was like, wow, you could see a depth of market. You could see orders on the book above and below price. For those of you that don't know, that's what we're looking at. This is resting sell orders for YM right now. This is changing in real time.
And so if price were to hit that level, the likelihood would be that it sold off, or would you use that more of a target for price going to all those orders to fill?
On a day like today where we sold off, I'm looking long off of some, and we also had some levels right down here. This is pretty sweet. Where I'm looking long off of maybe a sweep of prior day low, something on the candlestick chart. I'm watching order flow down here to say, hey, maybe we're finding some buyers off of these key levels here. If I'm trading up and we have levels of liquidity above, I'm really cautious that, just like you said, we could come into these resting sell orders and find some resistance. But I like it as a target. And that's why I was saying, like, sometimes I would consider front running it because we don't always go all the way through it. Sometimes we get really, really close. Price just is not going to have the buyers to push through something like that. So we do find resistance right there. But I like to use them as targets. I like to use them as areas of interest, kind of just like a support and resistance area. Like, when we get to support and resistance, are we always going to break through? Are we always going to hold the support and resistance? Don't really know until we get there, but maybe you look at like a break and retest if you want a long above a resistance zone, or a break and retest if you want a short below a support zone. But I kind of look at it, secondary piece of information that maybe I want to be aware of this. At very least, I want to know about level of liquidity. But yeah, just to answer that question a little bit further for people that are listening. Just like anything else, there's a ton of videos you could watch. There's people that use it, like me, that I talk about it, I discuss it, I show it. It still takes a long time, and I think especially with something like Bookmap or a traditional depth of market, they're so fast moving and they look so different on different days that you have to stare at this stuff for like months and months and months before you really get a feel for what's going on.
I feel like when Austin uses it, he removes a lot of the stuff off the chart.
He does. Yeah, you can play with it quite a bit. That's gonna be heat map dimming, so you can do stuff like that where it dims, where it dims out a lot. You can run filters that take out a lot. I honestly, I just started with completely stock settings with Bookmap, and I kind of just am most comfortable staring at it with all the noise on it.
Right.
So I'm kind of stuck with it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, some people look at it and they're like, "That's crazy," why would you need that? You don't have to use that. And I'd agree, like, you don't have to use anything. You don't have to use Bookmap to be profitable or order flow or anything like that. But I think there's, additional information out there. And if you want to, try to train your eyes on something for some pattern recognition, that's different information. You physically cannot see the same stuff on a candlestick chart that you can see on Bookmap. It's helpful. It can be helpful. Not that it's helpful. It can be helpful.
Right.
So
because at a certain point, if you're just looking at just more indicators and stuff, a lot of times, obviously, because it doesn't mean better.
No, not at all. No.
All you guys know, but like.
Yeah, and I'm a fan. I say it all the time. I'm a fan of keeping stuff stupidly simple. Like the way that I trade, like this, this setup. This is like as dumb as it gets, right? Okay, what do I see off of YM, into the open? Well, when we sell off, sometimes we come back to VWAP. We pop back up to the upside. If we push to the upside, sometimes we come back down, right? And it's very, very, very simple. Yes, I use information like Bookmap. I'm taking a look at areas for key, levels on my chart. But overall, I'm definitely not somebody who has a really complex way of viewing the markets. I try to keep it as simple as possible and focus on the really hard stuff, which is like, the mindset, the psychology, not over trading, not doing anything crazy with risk management, thinking about the game of probabilities that we're really playing and try to focus a lot there rather than can I add Bollinger Bands and EMAs and, MACDs and like so many different things to try to get this perfect precision out of the markets. That's just, I'm never going to be able to get. Right. So, that's where honestly, that's where I got the most progress. When I was really losing money, it was when I had the most on my screen. And when I was trading Forex, one of the pieces outside of mindset and psychology itself, one of the pieces was clearing my chart. I took everything off my chart except for the candlesticks. That was it. And I marked up just zones, nothing else. And I got I made a lot of progress with that.
What time frame were you trading?
I was swing trading more. It was even, that's why, maybe it's still why I'm on the 15-minute, but I was between.
Futures was always hard for me because I prefer swing trading.
Yeah. It's tough, dude. The low time frames are tough.
Time frame, 4 hour. I like to not be in a rush to get into a trade, and make a decision for that. So, sorry not to interrupt you.
No, I'm the same. I got most of my consistency. I gained most of my consistency swing trading over intraday trading, and I think that's probably why I do the best on YM. Right? I can I can just judge my trading on NQ on the 1 minute that I'm attempting to do much more of, harshly. And, I don't think it's super exciting. Like nobody likes, taking one trade a day or no trade or waiting patiently. But, if you can handle that and you have patience for it, and I enjoy it, I really do, it could pay you well, man. You got a lot more time to think. I don't think you suffer from as much, maybe over trading and going on tilt.
What, like on a longer term time frame?
Yeah, higher time frame.
Yeah.
Higher time frame. Yeah.
Unless you just like love the action, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Or
But then
can't handle some drawdown and sitting there for a couple hours,
100%. I think it's also like, what's your strong suit, right? Like if you find yourself really fast moving, you're somebody that wants to take a lot of trades and you find yourself good at that. And maybe you just find yourself like when you're in a trade, you cannot hold on to trades that are winning. You always are exited. Maybe you're better on lower time frames. Maybe you're someone like me that has I feel like I have a pretty good read on the higher time frames. I can hold my trades all damn day. I can't even tell you in this account how many trades I've been, closing out after like 6 hours, and that's a strong suit. So kind of just play into what works for you. But there's no wrong way to do it. There's plenty of guys that make money on low time frames. Plenty of guys that make money solely swing trading. Just depends on preference, I think, and they have their advantages and disadvantages, each one.
Yeah, for sure. And like, because I remember Austin with his ASFX, he was trading the minute time frame.
Yeah.
Back then, if you see his stuff, but that's his personality. You know what I mean? Like, very just like. Yeah, I'm more chill and laid back, and I think you are too when it comes to not necessarily making decisions, but I would rather just like watch and feel good and feel comfortable about things, and then if it's not, have plenty of time to decide, hey, I think I'm going to get out of this, But
no, I try to stick with what like just pays me well, what works well, but whether I want it to work or not work, like, and YM, pretty zoomed out is working well, man. So on the back end of that, I am like aggressively still trying to make lower time frames work and Q on the 1 minute. But when I go to do stuff like that, I'm always the first to say like, this is something that's aggressive. There's a lot of risk behind it. I don't have an enormous amount of, beautiful results doing that. But if I'm going to do that, and I think some traders can also maybe, hear that and say, well, I got something that works really well, but I'm just curious. I'm this learner. I always want to be testing something different. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not strategy hopping. Just, consider that if you don't have a lot of, results doing something, or you're getting down on the 1 minute on NQ, maybe you want to go to a sim account. Maybe you want to go to an eval. Maybe you want to not do it in your live account and risk a lot. But I think always trying to continue to learn and push forward. And I'm doing some of that on the, on NQ on the 1 minute, because I don't want my community to be like, well, what the hell are you talking about, bro? You're on the 1 minute yesterday. You took like 3 trades. So, there's that itch you have to scratch sometimes to try to make something else work. But I think for anybody that's going to do that, try to limit risk. You could even do it in a demo account, right? There's a lot of guys that talk about hopping over to demo.
If some people are struggling, could honestly, like with NQ or futures and stuff, going from a 1 minute to like a 3 minute time frame can make a huge difference, or 5 minute. I do think taking trades off the 15 minute is difficult with just given the rule set. You have to be out by the end of the day, and
for sure,
depending on when your trade is setting up. But 3 minute, you're going to get plenty of trades. 5 minute as well. So, and it's less of the minutes on minute time frame. Sometimes you got to be in and out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's super fast. So no, I agree with that 100%. There's a balance, right? Like, just like you said, we're faced with something interesting here with futures, props for the most part, and futures in general. Because even if everybody always says that, but if you're with a live futures broker, I would encourage you guys all to go look after this, how much the margin requirement is to hold overnight. It's insane. Especially on something like metals. But, but for the most part, like, there's a balance. So we're faced with this intraday trading requirement where you're going to have to be in and out during that day. And, what allows you to read overall market structure so you're not so zoomed in on the 30-second chart. Go ahead.
2 minutes. 2 minutes till the coupon expires. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, interrupt. Interrupt.
You got almost like a minute and a half probably. So if you haven't gotten the 70% off, take advantage of it now. Or
2
forever
minutes.
hold your peace.
There we go. I'm gonna throw it in chat. Guys, code RDF stream, 70% off. Last chance. Don't sleep. Link is in the chat. Again, head over there, guys. Don't miss it. If you're waiting, now's your last chance. It's getting cut off at 11?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
damn. I should have said it earlier.
we were talking, dude. I wasn't even thinking, but we got you got time. If you're fast.
Hurry up, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, probably won't be the last time that we have you on stream, Clay. I hope not.
No.
These are always fun, man. These are always
I
super
hope not.
fun.
I hope not. Maybe we'll figure out next week. If not next week, then when we get back from the podcast and stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's awesome, and guys, I hope you enjoy having. First off, not only somebody that's able to answer some questions, but hops on here and gives you some insider information on what's to come. I saw somebody said.
Thanks for the feedback about the evals. That's huge.
Man. It's really cool to see, and I had felt that a lot. I think the eval model is really cool. I'd seen a lot with my community, people asking about it, but it was so funny that before we started talking about it, somebody hopped on and was asking questions, like 2 or 3 people. So it's awesome.
The pendulum will swing back, and then people will be looking for instant funded, and we got you over there. So.
Yep, 100%, man, 100%.
Well, cool.
Awesome,
right,
guys.
I'm gonna hop off, Zach. I'll give you a shout, and if y'all have any questions, let me know. Follow my Instagram at clay.b.hodges. I don't really do anything on X because it's just too soul sucking. I like to get pulled into it, but yeah, hit me up, and thanks for having me on, dude. Nice trade.
Thanks, Clay. Appreciate you, man. I'll be talking to you soon.
Cool. All right, everybody. Adios. Peace.
That was awesome, guys. We caught a W. We had the 70% off, which I can take this down. Flash sale from top 1. We gave out 5 instant funded accounts. Let me go ahead and get rid of this one. Not a bad day, man. Definitely not a bad day. I appreciate all you guys hopping on and being cool. Nobody going crazy, man. Not that I want anybody to not ask tough questions or give the feedback that they want, which I think all you guys do. But really appreciate you guys. It's awesome to have a good community and to have people that are asking good questions and not being crazy when we get a founder from a prop firm company on stream, right? Because my stream's open. It's free 99. I can't control who's hopping on, YouTube, right? So I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and wrap it up right here myself. I'm not looking for another trade on YM. I'll probably get some NQ scalping into the afternoon. But we caught the W. This was the exact trade here for those of you guys that missed it. Entry, initial target, exit ahead of news at 10 a.m. $725 in the top 1 future, somewhere right around there. I have to go back and look at trading deal. But we had $725 on the manual close showing in the top 1 futures live account. No complaints there, man. No complaints getting it done on a Thursday. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Now I can say it before you guys hop off. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We have, outside of that coming, we have something big coming out of top 1 futures. He teased it. I'm not going to give you guys more detail, but I think we're going to see something massive out of them within the next 2 weeks. That's what Clay was mentioning here. So good questions asked. I was being cool and not saying anything, but they got something cooking big time, guys. Anyway, appreciate you guys hopping on stream. Thanks for being here, man. I will be live with you again tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 100% free as always. We got so many people on here. If you're not in the free Discord community, here is the link to hop in chat. I always let you guys know when we got stuff like this going on, the special deals, codes, all this fun stuff. It's awesome to be able to bring this stuff to you guys for free. So anyway, appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks again. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimers as I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. See y'all tomorrow. See you guys in Discord.